Are you ready for the longest standing Bitcoin conference? I'm Ashton Addison from Blockwest Capital for Investment Pitch Media, and today on the Crypto Coin Show we have Rodolfo Andragnes, founder of Labitconf. Rodolfo, welcome back to the show. It's a pleasure to see you again.
Thank you, Ashton. It's a pleasure to be here again.
You're very welcome. And another year goes round, and another edition of the highly coveted Labitconf. I'm excited to hear about the conference this year and just on your insights into what's happening with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies across Latin America as well. So let's just dive straight into it. For those who haven't heard of Labitconf, let's just start off with what's Labitconf, why is it so amazing, and about your story on how you've been working on it.
But it's been the longest running conference in the world, Bitcoin conference in the world. It started in 2013, and this is our 10th edition, and we are playing it like the 10. You see it? Sure.
Amazing.
It's 1 week before the World Cup, so we did all this crypto-themed football stuff. Yes, the honey badger and the paintings and whatever, and it's a very special conference. It's not just a conference; it's like an experience itself. We've done last year. We've done the big conference in El Salvador. Yes, so it was the city announced and stuff like that. And it is the #1 event in Latin America, from Latin America. Yes, I mean we had that, but it's from Latin America. It's the #1 event where most key players of the region can join, and most international players, yes, connect also with the local communities. So it's if you're thinking about why Latin America could be an option for your company or something like that, it's the place to go. It's where you will get more contacts and network of the region.
Incredible. And I was at the 9th edition of Labitconf in El Salvador, and it was an incredible conference. So thank you for putting that on. And it was amazing to see Bitcoin Beach and the president, just hyping up Bitcoin. And it was just like everyone was happy. And it seems like the country as a whole has really benefited from Bitcoin and having the conference there. And like the GDP is up, the sentiment is up.
Actually, this year, we have like the 1 year after what's happening. No, I mean, you listen a lot of fuzz in the media and stuff like that. No, and eventually, also the expectations, the initial expectations, wrong initial expectations, yes, are not the same that what's happening finally today. But it's everything in Bitcoin is a long term. When we started there, we always said the main concern is taking this like a shortcut to success. It's not a shortcut. It's a long-term investment decision from the government, and it is setting the basis, yes, for a big impact in El Salvador. It has done a big impact. The GDP, as you said, the tourism. I mean, it did have a very big impact, but it's a long-term investment as a country. Yes, to go into Bitcoin. So it's interesting to know which were the expectations, which is what's happening today, but which is the long-term thoughts on this. And this is part of this will be discussed, obviously, in the conference.
Amazing.
We have like 15 guys. We have 15 guys of the Bitcoin Beach coming down and enjoying the event. Also, we sponsor them to come.
Amazing. And from what I understand, every year you're moving to a different country in Latin America. What is where is it taking place this year, and sort of what's the tone set for the conference?
Argentina this year. Yes. Actually, it started in Argentina in 2013, so we thought that doing the 10th event in Argentina made sense. But Argentina it's one of the main countries in crypto development in the region, and it has like very big projects like the Centraland, Open Zeppelin, POAP, Moon, RSK. I mean, several of the big projects also in the space started here in Argentina, and there is a big developer community. So it makes sense for us because being the 10th, it makes sense for us because we are doing this football related. We always think of a theme and try to make it a cultural event, even though It's a crypto conference. So this year the soccer for Americans, is the theme the event on. But being in Argentina, soccer, and 1 week before the World Cup, it all made sense, yes, to do it here and promote it.
Definitely. And I saw a picture recently of somebody trying to pay their bills in Argentina, and like the amount of cash that they needed with the Argentinian dollars was like ridiculous. And I know that it seems like some of these countries in Latin America could really benefit from Bitcoin, as we've seen in El Salvador. Are you seeing trends of cryptocurrency inclusion, financial inclusion into Web3 in Argentina, surrounding like the conference area?
Yeah, I mean, yes, you see adoption, though. When you see this amount of money that you need to take for doing some payments, it's sort of irrelevant. Why do I mean this? Because if you're going to pay white things, I mean, if you're going to pay something that is already known that you need to pay, you can use your bank and that's it. I mean, if you go with cash, it's sort of strange going to cash and pay the taxes. Come on, where does that cash come from? No? So I mean, you can. Most people pay. I pay a lot of cash, and I even pay taxes in cash. But it's not the most common situation. So it's more for watch how much I would need to move in currency. But you have lots of tools to doing this, and also in Buenos Aires city, which is where we're hosting the event, you can pay your taxes with Bitcoin or with crypto. So I mean, I guess I haven't seen that picture, but I guess it's more for showing off. But you have these situations also in Venezuela and other places, and they want to pay with cash. The amount is a big bunch of cash. Yes, but I wouldn't get through like, oh, this is important because of that picture. This being said, inflation rate in Argentina is going up to 100%. So it is relevant to save your money in some stable asset. Yes, being stable asset for most Argentinians is the dollar, the regular dollar, the paper dollar. Yes, Argentina is the second country with more dollars in the world, with more paper dollars in the world. So usually people will go into dollars, and we, with these conferences and with my NGO, Argentinian NGO, and lots of other activities, we try to convince them why eventually a stable coin, if you want, yes, but why crypto makes more sense in the long term, yes, and for the short operating term also. No? Now, getting a lot of companies taking Bitcoin straight, as you see in El Salvador, no, because it makes no sense. Who's paying with Bitcoin? I mean, who wants to pay with Bitcoin? I want to pay with my cash, with my useless cash, not with my worthy Bitcoins. So I never care, really. I never care too much about how many companies take crypto straight. Yes, that's the tool. I mean, if you want to pay with cash, you pay with cash. If you want to pay with crypto, okay, you do it. But it's not that you need to have that to be successful as a currency. I believe that having places where to pay in crypto makes it more useful than being able to change my crypto into pesos and pay with pesos or whatever.
And I like what you said there about sort of holding on to your Bitcoins, and sometimes you want to pay with cash or whatever it is, because like those Bitcoins are likely to be a lot more valuable in the future for people that have a long-term vision.
You won't go to a coffee store and pay with Google stocks.
Yeah.
Who would ever do that? Yes. So why I would pay with Bitcoin? Eventually because I don't have cash. Eventually because the moving from crypto to cash can have a spread, and then I prefer to pay with crypto straight. I mean, there are reasons. There are lots of reasons why you will do it. But it's not like, oh, this should be the thing to know if there's adoption. No, in Argentina, for example, you have a credit card, Lemon, and a lot of Lemon, Velo, and others. But this one launched like 1 year ago, and they have 1.8 million users. It was a huge impact, yes. And you can charge that with Bitcoin and pay with, finally you pay with the credit card, with pesos, yes. But you're selling Bitcoins immediately when you're doing this, and so it's not really who takes crypto. It's about being able to use your crypto as a store of value, and whenever you want, change it into a medium of exchange and in another currency. Even to understanding this, you always discuss a currency needs to be store of value, unit of account, a medium of exchange. Yes, these are like the three elements. But let's think of this in the dollar in Argentina. Yes, obviously, if you buy a house, you have this concept of dollars. You don't say 11 million thousand pesos in now. You talk in dollars. Yes, $500,000. That's it. Yes, turning this into pesos, it's like multiplying by 2,200. It's like a huge number. So you have unit of account in dollars. Yes, but you won't go to the coffee store and pay 0.25 cents of dollar. No one does that. It's not a good unit of account for Argentinians. Yes, the dollar in certain cases. Yes, in most of Argentinian economy. Yes, you want to do it as a unit of account, and you won't use it as a medium of exchange. No one has cents of dollars to pay you back, so it's not a good medium of exchange. It could be, but it's not actually today such. The same happens with Bitcoin. It's not like I can't pay with Bitcoin or crypto. I could, but no one does. People prefer to spend its pesos and stuff like that. So Bitcoin, it's useful for any of all these things. Yes, account, exchange, whatever, but it's not preferred as such. It's preferred as a store of value, and it's okay with that.
And speaking of holding on to Bitcoin, I know in El Salvador there was this initiative for Bitcoin mining and regenerative mining and volcano mining, and I'm curious if you've seen throughout Latin America a positive impact on Bitcoin mining, and if that's something that other countries should be increasing as well.
Paraguay, for example, they have lots of mining in hydroelectric. Yes, mining. You have in Argentina, you have a huge amount of mining also being done in southern, in the most austral section of the world, which is Ushuaia. Yes, you have a lot of mining there. We have people mining together with the governmental gas provider, which is YPF, and they are doing flaring there. It's just starting, yes, but I mean, there are lots of options to do also mining locally and taking, for example, some are developing mining in the flaring of methane gas in dump yards. Yes, so. Yeah, I think mining is not just something of one country specific. It's wherever electricity is cheap, wherever there's an option to take benefit of either renewables or gas or coal or whatever. I mean, you will go wherever it's a good investment. Mining is not related to Bitcoin. For me, mining is a self-standing investment project. Yes. That it depends on Bitcoin, but it's not that Bitcoin needs all such a mining. As long as you have a place where to do good mining with good economic equation, you will do so. And in these moments where the currency it's in 19 and mining a Bitcoin could be around 17 and 24, yeah, if you are good or not. I know. If you don't have a good energy equation, you will just drop. Stop mining or decide to keep mining, losing currency during a bunch of time. But this one that has been done in El Salvador, it's a good example for the world. Yes, and eventually Latin America might also, but just if it's a good economic equation. And I don't see why Latin America should be a better equation than other countries. It's just a country equation.
Yeah, and I think that there's this vision that Bitcoin mining. All Bitcoin mining is bad and uses tons of electricity. But from what I'm seeing, there's a lot of, it's turning to the majority of regenerative mining or finding other ways to double up on using the heat for your home as well, or using natural hydro, all of these ways.
Every year we have these mining discussions on the conference, yes? And this year, the only discussion I'm adding is Bitcoin mining as a good, as the good aspect of the Bitcoin. Yes, I mean, expanding the mining network, the electricity, the energy network, yes, reducing the greenhouse effect because removing the methane. I mean, different impacts of having mining, yes, it's a good. It's a good. And we're also having a discussion, Ethereans and Bitcoiners, about the proof of stake and work. Yes. But these are like the two things that today need to be discussed in the mining space. The rest is just an economic equation of any kind of business. Yes, just one business in the world.
Yeah, and speaking of Ethereum, you know, from they switched away from mining, I saw that even Vitalik Buterin is going to be at the conference.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yeah, this is a people don't know. Really actually don't know much about Labitconf, and they just like misvalued, I think, around the world. But it's always a very high tier event. Yes, it's and I think it might be the only event that really connects, in this case, at least this year, that connects the key players of Ethereum and the key players of Bitcoin. They don't bond. It's just either you're a Bitcoin conference or you're an Ethereum conference. Yes, and we are more like a bonding platform, yes, and why? Because it's a very well thought and well appreciated event, and it's like the Latin American space to go. So I have Vitalik and some of the key ETH players in LATAM, yes, talking, and I have Elizabeth Stark and Mo and Jimmy Song, yes, and some of the key Bitcoin players in the region also speaking. So if you have Maxi of any side, you can be anyway here, and you have content. If you don't want to listen to the Bitcoin side of the discussion, you go and do some workshop on Ethereum and scaling and web development. Who cares? I mean, why should we discuss what you need to focus on? I let you to discuss, and this is one of the things. I don't care why you come into the space. I care why you stay into the space, and you won't stay because of the fuss. Yes, you won't stay because of NFTs. I will make money. You will lose money. You will lose money. You will lose money in the ICO. You will lose money in the NFT. You will lose money in the DAO. You will always lose money. You will lose money buying Bitcoin when it goes down. You will always lose money. So it doesn't matter why you come in. It matters what you understand once you are in the space. So for me, it's an excuse. If you like NFTs, we have an NFT section. Yes, and you have like 20 talks on NFTs and not NFT, art, yes, and cinema guides. I mean, come in. You'll get amazed because of that. But if you stay, it's because you understand that Bitcoin, the philosophy, what's behind, the opportunity of the smart contracts, that's what makes you stay. Yes. So for me, it's just the opportunity to connect everything and bringing more people into the space, and they will only stay if they get what's really important behind. I do think that Bitcoin is the main example of what's important and why the pillars of Bitcoin are relevant for the society in the future. Yes, but I allow people to take their own decision.
I love that perspective, Rodolfo, and I agree. It's a philosophy, and whether the markets go up or down, people don't care. They continue to build on this technology because they see the future and the value that it can bring to society. Now, last year when I was at the El Salvador Bitcoin conference, there was a lot of great startups and companies that are building on top of Bitcoin's technology, and I feel like Latin America is sort of one of those key spots for building DeFi on Bitcoin and other parts into Bitcoin as well. Are you seeing an explosive growth, despite the market conditions, on more startups coming to Labitconf and building on the technology?
Yeah, again, I don't focus everything that things need to happen on Bitcoin. Yes, you have lots of things, and Argentina, I mean, I would say Argentina has a nice focus on Bitcoin development. Yes, the Moon platform, for example, is Bitcoin focused, and you have lots of people thinking on Bitcoin, but you obviously have a wide, bigger community building on Web3 and NFT. Because it's always wider. Yes, you have more options to do. So sometimes Bitcoin is like, building on Bitcoin is like dull. Yes, it's like boring, because you can do a an exchange, you can do a wallet, you can do some lightning and mining, and that's it. That's mostly Bitcoin. Yes. Or you work on a side chain like RSK or Liquid, and you build on top of EVM compatible softwares, you know. But you have lots of people that really understand like holding as a way of really relevant aspect of the cryptocurrency. Yes, because we had a lot of experience of how our currencies were destroyed. So holding is really one of the things why people go in, and that's why working on Bitcoin makes more sense for several. But anyway, on average, we have more people working on this other more creative stuff than Bitcoin. But yes, you have lots of companies jumping in and building stuff.
And how many days are you planning it, and what are the exact days that it starts?
Well, this is 11 and 12 of November in Costa Salguero, Buenos Aires. It's our capital city in Argentina. And then the 10th and 13th, for those who are speakers and that pay the experience ticket, we have some other complimentary activities. We have a very nice, amazing, immersive opening party in an island in El Tigre. Yes, and with lasers and sound, and very, very nice, and NFTs floating on a lake and stuff like that. Then we have some activity at the end of the polo. In Argentina is one of the main countries in polo, or horseback riding, no? Soccer. It's the polo, and we have like we will be next to the polo players in one of the tournaments of polo. We're having a dinner there on Sunday. So there are some nice activities if you're a VIP experience sponsor, speaker, etc. But it's generally 11 and 12, which is for the general access and for all the networking. Yes, and we have parties. I mean, this is, as I said, this is not just the conferences, and the conference is okay. Yes, we have content. We have 200 speakers. Yes, we have 6 stages. Yes, okay. You have all this happening, but the experience is special. The vibe, yes, the football this year, and that's part of everything.
And I agree, and I can attest to that experience. I did get to go surfing at Bitcoin Beach and partying with the president on the ocean last year at the conference. It makes it that much more than just talking to the speakers, which were all amazing as well, by the way, and congratulations on the continued success.
You know, usually, let's put it this way, yes, that's not the differential. Yes? Whenever you go to conference, you will have nice speakers to connect and content, and eventually similar contents, yes, because the topics are the topics to be discussed. Though, and the differential is the experience, yes, so Bitcoin has a huge differential on that side. But for Latin America, it's also a big differential, the content, because getting good speakers to Europe, if they just need to take a plane, it's 1 hour plane, it's easy. Getting good speakers in US, yes, if they just go from New York to wherever, it's always easy. Yes, getting people down to Latin America, it's not easy. So for the Latin American community, this is why this is so important also, the event, because we really get to bring, because they love the event, the big speakers down to Latin America. They travel to wherever we do the event. Yes, so this is one of the secrets of why Labitconf is so relevant also for the region, and that's why it's relevant for the others who are not from the region to connect with the region.
Definitely. Awesome, Rodolfo. Well, I will leave the link to the website and the ticket links and more info in the description box below as well. All the best with everything moving forward to the conference. I'm looking forward to it, and enjoy, and maybe I'll see you there.
See you soon. Bye bye.